La mente de Cleca, esto es calle y cancha. Aquí se analiza el juego con visión que nunca se tranca. La mente de Cleca, deseen y más, donde el básquet es cultura y se vive sin disfraz.
Bienvenidos a otro episodio de La Mente de Cleca. ¿Cómo estamos, mi gente? La cosa está buena en el BCN y hoy tenemos un gran invitado, el gran Jacob Wiley. ¿Cómo estamos? How we doing?
I'm doing great, bro. I appreciate you, man. And you know, before we start, like I said before, I'm a big fan of your work. I love your activity on Instagram and how you're covering the league and you're on top of everything. So I really respect that, bro.
Oh, thanks a lot. It's an honor to have you here so we can talk. We can talk about your situation, what's going on with the BSN league. But first of all, it's an honor to have you here.
Oh, well, thank you, bro. That means a lot, honestly.
Okay, so coming from a perspective from a basketball player, have you been keeping up with the start of the league in the last couple of weeks?
Absolutely. I've been watching games every night. I try to watch like certain teams, especially teams that I played for in the past, certain teammates, you know, I try to keep up with. But yeah, I've been pretty up to date on what's going on.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you this, like, you know, Kevin Diaz Piratas are off to like a bad start. They're like 0-7. I just wanted to get like, your opinion on it. Like, do you have an opinion on it versus like, is it like an admin coaching thing, or it's like maybe the group that they put together it's not what it's supposed to be? Like, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, well, let me say this first and foremost. It is really difficult to win in this league. I haven't seen a bunch of their games, but the games that I did see were all close. I think the most recent game when Moutier hit the crazy.
Almost won it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right there. So if I'm on that team, I'm like, okay, guys, we're 0-7, but we are so close. We're one extra effort, one extra push, one, 50-50 possession away from winning some of these games. And let's just get a win under our belt because they got good players on that team. So, and they're competing. So, you know, but when you see a record and it looks worse than it is, in my opinion. But yeah, when you see 0-7, that doesn't, feel good.
Yeah, it's like especially this season, like every team seems like they got a head start from the season, like recruiting and getting everybody together. Like usually most of the teams we have to wait months for like reinforcement to come in. Most of them usually showed up early. Even this time, like I know they're waiting for Philip Wheeler, so that's a big key player for them.
Yeah, and my bro Gian Clavel, he's been injured, and I'm pretty sure he's been playing with them. So those are some really good players that they're missing as well.
Yeah. So like I feel like this might be their first win tonight. It's gonna be a difficult one because I know Santeros are they're doing pretty good right now.
Absolutely.
But I feel like you said, they're almost there. They almost had it.
Yeah.
Moutier got that great shot.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Anytime you have a player like him, on your team, you have a chance as well.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then from yesterday, we saw like the Gigantes that they started kind of off a little bit, and then gave it to the Vaqueros. Man, that was a big game too. That's like I feel like almost every game that we've seen has been a close, maybe
crazy game.
Yeah, maybe like 4 or 5 games have been like, pretty easy win, but most of them are been like close games.
Like even last night, you saw Bayamon get to that crazy start in the first quarter, and then and this is a funny story because actually I watched the first half and then I just turned it off and went to bed because I'm like, well, this game ain't worth staying up for because this looks like it's about to be a blowout. And then I wake up this morning and I get on Instagram and it says Gigantes win. I said, what?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's just another example of how hard it is to win in this league, even with big leads early in the game. Like you're not, you know what I'm saying? You're not safe.
Yeah, and it was something where like it turned into a nail biter, and then towards the end, Javier Mojica had that great 3-point shot out of nowhere because like he got stuck. Basically, the play got broken up.
Yeah,
and he managed to get that 3 up, and he got the shot. That's like,
and he's been excellent this season, by the way. In all the games I've watched at his age, and I actually sent him a message today telling him this. It's inspiring. He's been the energy of the team. And yeah, like you said, making big shots. Like when you got players like that in the league too, who are champions, who step up, who are with the same club for a number of years, like those teams are hard to beat, bro.
hmm Yeah, and everybody's coming hard this season. Like
Yeah.
especially I was looking at Atleticos with Corbello and how his like just on the second season he's already like
Yeah.
getting
He's my
almost
favorite
playing like,
player. He's my favorite player to watch in the league right now.
yeah, he's like he got like 39 or 37 the other day. It was like it's
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. I just met him actually a couple days ago for the first time. And I just told him, bro, like, you're my favorite player to watch. You're playing with a different type of energy, and you're making San German like one of my favorite teams to watch because the way he plays and their style and they got some dogs on that team. Like, nah, they got a really good thing going with him and San German.
yeah, like I thought they were gonna be like competitive, but I didn't know they were gonna come out like this. Like when you look at it, you go like they're probably gonna win their section if they
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
going. If they keep going the
yeah,
way they go.
yeah. And I think people forget how great of a coach Eddie is as well.
Yes.
We
Yes.
we I got the chance to play against him in the finals in Bayamon, and he's just a really tough coach. He's really, really smart, tactically sound.
hmm
And with his experience, like that just makes them even more dangerous because they kind of take on his energy and his personality.
Yeah, and you can tell like every his teams weren't when they're playing at their best. It's always like till the last minute they won't stop fighting. It's like
No, that's a fact. Yeah.
you can't put your guard down because like they'll take the game from you in like 2 seconds.
Yeah,
And
especially at home.
yeah, especially at home with their crowd.
Especially at home.
And I feel like that's kind of the vibe that's been going towards Dalmau over at Vaqueros now. Because like from the start of the
Right.
season, all these games been like hard defense, even without their reinforcements. And now they have them. So now they gotta, they're having a little problem getting them the rhythm together. But I'm sure that once they get that, it's like they're gonna be a problem.
Oh, for sure.
And
No,
even
for sure.
it's not like they're not a problem now. Like their record, it's great. It's just that section is like a lot of talent.
It's a lot of talent, a lot of really deep, strong teams. And yeah, in that section, like making the playoffs is not a guaranteed thing for anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not. So
And I was like, I didn't pay enough attention how the what they call the section B uh were making up their teams for this season. And I thought it was gonna be like an easier route for certain teams. But now that 3 weeks in, we look at it and we're like, you can't really count anybody out. Like it's
no,
just
there's some really good teams that people are sleeping on right now.
mhm, like
You know,
you don't you don't know what's gonna happen. So that I actually like that a lot because that's a lot of competition in the league. And then when we go to the playoffs, that's just gonna be crazy.
yeah, I was just about to say that just makes the playoffs that much more exciting. Every matchup is gonna, you know, be fireworks because everybody's so good.
Yeah, and moving from that, right? We see you that you're putting up your posts with your training. I wanted to get the explanation from you, right? Like from the what happened with the injury and like how's the recovery been going? I see you've been going to the trainer with Pro Bounce
Oh
basketball.
yeah, yeah. Shout out my guy Steven. Yeah,
Yes, Steven Garcia, great trainer, and he has this whole setup, which is a great gym. Uh, and
yeah,
we see you posting every day, training with him. And I wanted
yeah,
to get
yeah.
that, like, how did it go from your injury to the recovery and where you are at now?
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as like the posting and stuff, I just kind of wanted to show people and document like, okay, I had an injury, I got cut, and then okay, here's my effort, here's my process and fixing this problem, and you know, here's what my routine is, and and also it's motivation for me as well and some people around me, but so rewinding, like I signed in Santurce and I showed up and I told the physio, shout out my guy Wes over there. I said, yo, man, my hip is sore. And he starts doing some tests, and he's like, man, I think you need to get an MRI. And mind you,
Okay.
my hip has been sore for years, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, no problem, whatever, you know, it ain't gonna show nothing. So I do the
Yeah.
MRI on my hip and on my back, and the next day, you know, Coach Nelson hits me up. He's like, yo, we got to have a meeting. You know, the MRI results don't look good, and I'm shocked. I'm like,
Oh,
what, you know? So I sit
yeah.
down with the whole staff and the doctor, and you know, they basically explained to me that I have a torn hip labrum and that I have a small bulging disc in my back, which I was dealing with before I went to Carolina last year. So I wasn't 100% playing in Carolina last year because of that.
Yeah.
So I wasn't surprised by the back, but I didn't realize that my hip was torn. And so I said, okay, well, what now? You know? And
Mm.
basically they said, you know, contract is voided. Like we can't hire you. So
Oh.
basically I got fired as soon as I was hired.
Oh no. So
So then I'm like, okay, I'm just sitting on I'm just sitting here like, okay, what do I do now? And I'm like, you know, the doctor that we met with recommended surgery, but I didn't want to do that.
mm,
That, you know, because in my mind I said, well, why don't I just try to fix myself? And I've
mm,
felt this pain for years, so I think I've had this tear for a long time.
yeah.
Let me see what I can do on my own now that I know that it's my hip is the problem.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can do, and now I'm finally feeling 100%. I can say that now today to you. It's
Yeah.
been like almost a month since you know, I found out about all this, and I just been grinding every day, you know, and just working on it, suffering. You know, it's really uncomfortable, like strengthening those muscles after a tear and that type of stuff. But it's been a great process, and now I'm starting to feel 100%. And so yeah, I'm waiting to see the right offer and the right team. And you know, everybody, you know, I think at this moment still thinks I'm injured, but yeah, man, I'm here to say that I'm 100%. I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
And I'm just waiting on the right opportunity, bro.
So I wanted to ask you a couple more questions about that. When you spoke to your doctor, right? So the recommendation was for surgery, but
Yeah.
I imagine there's like an alternate route that they might have given you for recovery.
Yeah. There's always an alternate route. For me, you know, I don't want to get a surgery if I don't have to, and especially
Yeah.
if I don't have to now, because I'm really motivated and inspired to play in the BSN this season. You know, you know, standing on all that stuff we were just talking about, how great the league is, and it's exciting. Like I don't want to miss the season if I don't have to. So,
Mm,
you know, when they told me, okay, maybe like physical therapy and rehab, but it's going to take a long time. You know, that's when I said, okay, well, if I can, you know, strength train my way back into playing, then I'm just going to try that route.
okay.
And I just kind of expedited the process. I sped up the process by working out 3, 4 times a day. Like
Gotcha. Yeah. I
I
can see
just,
that.
yeah, I just went all in on it, and just now I'm coming out on the other side of this like stronger, better, healthier. So it's really exciting, man. I honestly think after fixing this problem, I'm just gonna feel better than before in past seasons in BSN, because I was playing even in Bayamon with this pain. So that's the stuff that
Yeah.
like fans don't know. Like the fans don't
Yeah.
know the day to day grind and the pain you play through and the discomfort, because
Hmm.
they're coming to see you every night and you got to perform. And that year that I tore my calf in the playoffs in Bayamon, like I was
Yeah.
playing banged up the whole season. My body just finally said
Oh man.
enough, and
Yeah.
my calf blew out. So
Dang. Yeah. Like
yeah.
it's like I mean they're trying to get better, but the fact is that the season is so compact that like now at least they don't do back
Yeah.
to backs like they used to do because that was even worse.
And that we did that in the playoffs that year. We played, I
Yeah.
believe, Maya Wez a back to back in the playoffs, bro. In the playoffs.
That is
Imagine
rough.
that in the playoffs, a back to back game.
That is rough. Yeah, especially when like
That's
when you're trying
right.
where you had, let's say you had a hard game, it was like it might have been in overtime. And
Yeah.
now you gotta do the recovery part.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well,
unless
I believe that's why I got hurt right there. I didn't
yeah,
recover from that back to back. And then we played San Herman like 2 days later. And like in the beginning of the game, I tore my calf and I was done for the playoffs.
oh man. Yeah.
So, you know, maybe if we don't do that back to back, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, especially well now the I think since last season they took that out, so at least that helps a little bit. I still think it's kind of rough, like having to do the recovery part with one day in between, but at least it's better than what it used to be.
Yeah, it's just a better product. It's better games for the fans to watch. You know, watching tired players and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you too, since you've been doing the recovery, you've been doing the workouts, you've been getting yourself back to almost 100% or 100%. Uh, how do you feel like going in through a team and medical? Like, would you feel like everything's will be cleared? I mean,
yeah,
knowing
well,
what.
that's why I've been really taking my time up until this point because obviously you don't want to have this happen again and waste
Mhm.
another team's time.
Yeah,
Coming into Santurce, I didn't know that I had this tear, this injury. But they checked on it. They deemed me unfit to play. They didn't want to wait,
yeah,
for my recovery, or they didn't trust in my recovery. So I said, okay, let me get myself right. But if I do present myself again to the league, I'm gonna do it at 100%. I'm not gonna,
right.
risk anything. So at the moment, I feel like, yeah, I can pass any medical test or play. I don't feel anything at the moment that is gonna stop me from playing. So
Yeah, man. I could tell you as a fan, like when we saw that post, like it was like you're coming us on tour. Say we were like, all right, now we, we got somebody that's like a
bro,
positive attitude on
bro,
the. It's like coming with like a high energy, and
bro, I was so excited. I was so excited, and I just feel bad because, like, my brother Angel, I got brothers on that team. We won championships together. That whole staff,
yeah,
all
yeah,
the way down the line. Like we got history, and so I was really excited to come in. And so yeah, I mean, it hurts that I'm not there and that I can't help the team. And I actually went to their first game just to support them, like because it's not
oh,
like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the business side of things and the injuries
yeah,
and all that, like, bro, I still support them and what they're doing. And I just feel bad. And I'm just frustrated that I wasn't healthy when I had the chance to be there because, you know, uh, obviously I won a championship with the coach and some of
yeah.
the staff and players. Like, why wouldn't I be excited and want to be a part of that? So, it just sucks that I can't, but God willing, I'll have a chance to play somewhere.
Especially like I feel like the reinforcements now, like they're looking for big guys because like this is a high guard league. Like we got a lot of them, but we definitely need people on the boards. We need people in the paint, like to help us out, and especially for Santurce, we need that because we're so heavy with the guards. That like, all right, we got people to shoot, we got people to move the ball, but who's gonna get the rebounds? Who's gonna hustle? Who's gonna be banging in the paint to get the points? Like we've
But
sort of.
and yeah, of course, that's what I would want to bring to the team and try to bring that energy. But from watching their games, they're doing a good job. Coach Nelson's doing a great job adjusting, to the roster and to the players he has,
Yep.
and adjusting the play style, and you know they're winning games. And so it's like, man, I'm happy that they're winning games. If they can, that's the thing about this league. Every night you got to find out a different way and figure out a way to win games. You might have players in foul trouble. You might have players injured.
Yep.
All types of factors come into play that you have to adjust to, and they've found a way in some tough games to win. So that's, and you see veteran guys like Walter stepping up, playing amazing. I love
Amazing.
Collier's game. I love watching Malik Beasley bringing that energy to the court. Like, they got
Yep.
some really solid pieces. I just watched Pinheiro, who
Pineda
is a
went
great
off.
player. I mean, playing amazing. So they're different guys are going to step up every night, and that's the beauty about that team is they're deep enough that different guys can step up and win them the game every night.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I was happy about when they got it together. Like they kind of reset and figured out that like how to move the ball with them and how to get each other points. Because at first it was kind of off rhythm and the ball wasn't moving enough. But now when you
Of
see it,
course. Of
because I've
course,
been I've
in
been
the beginning of any season where you have, multiple scorers, especially, if you have two scoring guards, it's going to be hard in the
yeah.
beginning to adjust to each other. But it seems like they're really finding that chemistry and that understanding of each other's moments and spots. And if that continues to develop, it's going to be really scary.
Yeah, and going from that, like you just mentioned, so technically you're now a free agent, and I wanted to ask you, like, what teams do you feel your your type of game would would help them reach a higher level?
Oh man, I don't wanna like specifically isolate any teams or not because I am a free agent and I don't want to seem biased
Yeah,
towards
yeah.
anything. But I will say, there's a lot of teams out there right now that are looking great. I think earlier we forgot to give Guaynabo a mention. I think they're a
Oh,
super
that's right.
dangerous team.
That's
I
right.
think I really like their coach, high energy. I mean, I really like RC team and my
Mhm.
brother Jack McVeigh. Shout out my boy Jack McVeigh, who's a super good player. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I could literally, bro, not even kidding, give you a reason why I would want to play on every single team in the league.
Well, let me
There's
change the
gonna be at
question.
least one reason I could tell you.
What can you bring to the team? I'll do that.
Let me tell you this. My approach is how can I help the team win? So I try to fill in the gaps on every team I'm on. If I need to solely just focus on defending and rebounding, fine. If I need to stand in the corner and shoot threes, fine. If I need to, post up and go get a bucket, okay. Like whatever the coach wants from me, I'm willing to do it. I don't care about how many shots I take and plays called for me or things like that. Like anybody who's played with me knows that that's not the case. I just try to
Yeah.
make plays, bring energy, and yeah, bro, help the team win. And I think that's why I've had a lot of success in this league because
Mm.
I try to delegate as much as possible to the rest of the team so that way I can only have to focus on just a few things. Like you can do a bunch of things okay, but you're
Yeah.
much better off if you do two or three things at an elite level and that's what I try to do.
That's actually a that brings me to a question. That's when you just said that. Uh, when you look at your game, right? You obviously look at your game. You see certain areas where you feel like you're not as elite as other specific things that you have. What do you feel that you have been working on that has gotten a lot better this year?
I would say my outside shooting,
You know?
especially after playing in Europe where you have to stretch the floor, you have to make catch and shoot threes. I feel like that's something Steven and I have worked on a lot too. But for me, I think in the recent years, it's been more so understanding how to positively manipulate the game in a positive winning direction for the team. So I think that just comes with experience as well, and just
Yeah.
playing. I mean, I'm 10 years in. You learn some things along the way. So um, I would say that part, and you can't really like measure that. You know what I'm saying? That's not a
Yeah. Yeah.
statistical measure of like, oh, I'm shooting 40% from three. I shot 30% from three. It's not that. It's a
Yeah.
it's a feeling that okay, I feel comfortable in these stressful situations, or I understand like what reads to make when this happens is as opposed to that happen, and how to read defenses and pick your spots and those type of things is really,
Right.
I feel like
I
what I've
get
improved at.
I get what you're saying when when you know the game better. Like you know that maybe you can shoot a three right now, but that's not what is needed.
Yeah.
Like in that
Yeah,
kind of thing. Like,
exactly. No, like for example, like in Bayamon, I don't think I ever made a 3-point shot the whole time I played in Bayamon, bro, for like 2 years.
yeah, because you were
Not
down there.
one 3-point shot. Now, could I have made a three? Sure. Anybody can make a catch and shoot three if they shoot enough.
Yeah.
But why am I gonna shoot the three when I got, let's say, Captain Mo standing in the corner? I'm gonna make that extra pass, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm always gonna try to make the right play for the team. If I'm shooting 60 plus percent from two, then I need to be picking my spots from 2-point range. And
Yeah.
that way, when they collapse and they plug the paint, now I can kick it out to our guys who do shoot 40 plus percent. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's just those type of things that maybe earlier in my career, like the game was faster, so like I play fast, but it's not good to play fast and be like thinking too fast.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to almost think slower and play faster, if that makes sense. So I think that's something that for me has adjusted as well.
That's great. Now that we have you here, right? We talked about all this. Is there anything specific you like to say to anybody or the league or your fans?
No, yeah, man, I just want to thank everybody who's been keeping up with me, reaching out, supporting me through, it's been a tough time, bro, when you have a unexpected diagnosis like that, and you go from the highest of high, like you're showing up ready to go, to all of a sudden, you don't know what to do. So I just really appreciate all the support and the prayers, and all the people from previous clubs, from Bayamon, from Carolina, still showing me love, like still reaching out, like that means a lot. So yeah, if you guys are watching, thank you very much. It means the world, for real.
Yeah, and I like to thank you for showing up here and talking with me
No problem.
and telling me about your journey right now. I hope that I can see you in a uniform and BSN doing what you do.
Thank you.
You
I'm praying, man. I'm praying that hopefully the next time we talk, it's about, you know, how we're winning and the playoffs and those type of things. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you know, absolutely, man. I really appreciate you, bro. Hopefully we could talk again, man.
Oh yeah. Doors always open. I'm always here. And this
Yeah,
is
thank you. I love talking hoops with you because I know you actually know what's really going on in the league. So
I try to pay attention as much as, as
no,
much as
I
I
know
can.
you're paying a lot of attention. You're locked in. I know. I can see.
Thank you very much for being here. This is the episode we got. See you next time. Have a good one.
Thank you, bro. Peace.
La mente de Cleca, esto es calle y cancha. Aquí se analiza el juego con visión que nunca se tranca. La mente de Cleca, de zen y más, donde el básquet es cultura y se vive sin disfraz.